Now, we will remind students that we at Lynchburg Business College, we believe in independent learning. We believe in raising critical thinkers. People are able to analyze independently and make very fair judgments. And so we're reminding you that inside our software, we have embedded plagiarism software in there, that if a student does not produce an original or independent work, the system is able to detect quickly, and then your work would be rejected. And once your work is rejected for a number of times, you would be made to face the academic board and explain why you have defaulted in such regard. So we would inform you earlier so that you take knowledge of that. And so once you are done with the lesson, you are reminded that there is an aspect for a quiz, which is very important. You take your quiz, and then now the next slide, you would see on your left-hand side, there's a blue button which indicates time. So you would see 12:32. Now you are reminded that all the quizzes that you take are time-bound. And so you're reminded to work within a certain stipulated amount of time so that it would help you in your delivery. Now, beneath it, you see numbers which are displayed down, and 4 is highlighted, the number 4. What it means is that when you're taking your quiz, if you are done with the first question, you move on to the second, the third, the fourth, and then that is it. But if you are done answering the first question and you are not conversant or you are not happy about the answer, you could go back and then select question 1 and re-answer it again, depending on the time that is you have available. Beneath it, you would find that submit quiz, which is highlighted in red. Take note of that. Once you're done with your quiz or answering your quiz, you're supposed to submit it so that we would have, or the lecturer or the facilitator would have access to it and give you a feedback on your work. Then we can move to the next slide, please.
Okay, that's slide 9.
Yes, so we are on slide 9. And so once you have submitted your quiz, you are sure to receive this, which indicates that it has been submitted and your results being displayed. And so once it's submitted, you see 100%, and then your grade would also be displayed beneath it so that you would know your own performance and how you're doing. So Ben, we could move on to the next slide as well.
Okay. Slide 10.
Yes, so we are on slide 10. So please take note of slide 10. Now, slide 10, on the top left, you'll see that a navigation bar is highlighted in red, that there's a square red highlight around the navigation bar. And so this square now gives you the opportunity to move on to the next model. So we're reminding you that for us, our lessons are categorized in models. So in every week, you will take a particular model, and when you complete it, you're able to move on to the next model. And so once you are done with week 1, model 1, you then come to where we have the navigation bar highlighted in square red, and then you click on, and then it takes you to the next model that you're supposed to complete. Then we can move to the next slide.
So the next slide is slide 11 that talks about the control panel, okay?
Yes. So the slide 11, it talks about the student statistics. And so this is where you get your feedback from your lecturer, from your facilitator on your performance, on your assessment, on the quiz you took, and your overall performance on the course as well. So that is a brief one. So we move on to the next slide.
Assignment submission.
Yes, so the next slide, I would want all of you to now pay so key attention. So the next slide is the assignment submission. Now, this assignment submission dialog box allows for PDF format, allows for Microsoft Word format. And so if you're having difficulty uploading, you can just copy, but make sure the orientation is readable, make sure the text is readable, and submit. And so this is the same portion where your lecturer would also give you your questions or your assignment questions for you to also take note of your assignment. 100 words count. It's very important. So this is where the assignment is highlighted.
Okay.
I think we can move on to the next slide.
Feedback.
Yes, so this is the dialog box which allows for the submission of assignments in PDF format and in Word format as well. So now take note of this part that if the words count or if your assignment is not properly done, the lecturer or your facilitator can reject your assignment or can approve of it. And so this is where you see your assignment being rejected or your assignment. And that is the dialog box where the comments from the lecturer would be assessed as well. So then can we move on to the next slide?
Yeah, we're on the next slide about the certificate. Temporary certificate.
Very well. So so we are almost done. And with the learning management system, once your assignment or your assessment has been approved, then what it means is that you are 100% complete of the model. And so once you are done, you could see that another part is highlighted where we have the certificate and the view course. The view course will just give you an overall assessment performance where you would see a brief assessment of everything that you did, including your quiz performance and the overall performance during the course. And then once you have the 100%, you can now download your certificate. Now, it is a temporal certificate. You use this certificate whilst you are an intern or whilst you are taking on a job or whilst you are taking on a temporal job with any sports organization whilst you wait for the graduation day and get the verified and certified certificate from Valley View University. So we don't wait for our students to graduate before they start working, but once you are done with the course, what it means is that you are ready for the market, the industry is ready for you. You download a verified temporal certificate and you start using it to work. Then I think we can move on. So now this portion talks about the student's profile. Now it gives you the opportunity to update your profile. So that is a brief part about your profile, which is accessible to every industry player as well.
Yeah, about change of password. People have an issue with the password too. So
yes, very well. So now we are on the next slide, and this slide, if you have an issue with your password, for instance, you logged out and you've forgotten your password, you want a new password. This portion gives you the opportunity to edit and then input your new password. You just input your verified email there, and then your new password you want to use or the password you want to change, and then you just go ahead and you save changes. Very important, very, very important. Once you generate password, please make sure you save it so that it will reflect in our data accurately as well. So anytime you want to change your password, it is easily done, it is accessible. This interface is designed so that even if someone is not an internet user-friendly person, the person could easily navigate and then use the interface or the learning management system as well. So Ben, I think we can move on to the next slide.
I think there's the last slides for you.
Okay,
so
very well.
This one is the main course.
So
if students have any questions.
Thank you very much for your attention. Yes, thank you very much for your attention and for your time. I would give the opportunity if the students has questions, you can ask at this moment. You give us a thumbs up and then we unmute you and then you ask your question. Once you ask your question, you go back to mute and then the question will be answered so that we would have an orderly presentation and an orderly class. So